Some of you might know, following this channel, I really like Paul Desmond. So last summer I went to Krefeld in Germany to a saxophone store called Saxophonic, and it's the most incredible collection of vintage saxophones that you've ever seen probably. I really wanted to try this Paul Desmond saxophone, the Selmer Super Balanced Action, and they had about 8 or 9 versions together to choose from. I found one I really loved, one probably from around the same year as Desmond bought his one, but there was just one big problem. It was mechanically totally wasted. But luckily I have a perfect solution for that.
Hi Jore, we will be overhauling your beloved Selmer Super Balanced Action Alto you recently bought. It's 1952, right?
Yes, exactly.
Paul Desmond year?
Yes. So we think it's not really clear.
Well, it already looks pretty good. There will not be a lot of cleaning work involved, but there are quite some mechanical issues.
Yeah.
So it started, this thing is loose, right? There's some little dents. What's more troublesome is the body is bent, unfortunately. It happens a lot. There's quite some, as you can see, play on the keywork. So I will be making new rods for this upper stack, new rods for the lower stack, probably for this one too. Octave key, so a lot of play, a lot of noise. Can you see how this moves? So those are some important issues. Also the neck fit, very important. We're going to make this one airtight. So as you can see, there are some trouble spots. It's not round anymore, it doesn't fit anymore. Yeah, it will be probably 25 hours work. The good thing is it's not silver, so we don't have to clean them out.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there was this strange crack in the bell. It is a beautiful horn. And it's exactly the same as mine. It's little brother, or twin brother. If you want, we can make some modifications. I have another thumb press here, thumb press there. I made these keys more like in this shape, which is much easier. I always slip off with my fingers when I play like this.
Jore here, let me talk you a bit through the process of what you're actually looking at. You can see Daniel starting to disassemble the saxophone by first detaching all the springs and then the mechanics. Whilst doing so, he's also cleaning the keys that come off. Here you can see that the low C key was almost disaligned with the tone hole, and also that the pad is not fitting very well. You can see a gap at the side if you look closely. Daniel does a few quick fixes already, like this rod that was forced. He takes the time to find the spot where the rod is bent, which is quite a meticulous job. Next, we see that there is quite some play on the upper palm keys, and a bit more worrying that the tone hole there isn't round anymore, but rather oval. The saxophone might have a history of getting a serious blow at the top here of the body. The heavy polishing might confirm just that. The key that is oval has been filed a lot to fix that supposed blow, so there isn't a lot of keyhole to work with anymore. These lower tone holes are damn sharp, which can cause it to cut into the pads, and needless to say, they won't last very long that way. The next part is trying to disconnect the body from the bell, but the screws are rusted, so this needs some patience and work.
Yes.
Now the body is still connected through the solder, for which they sometimes would use glue instead. But glue can disintegrate over a long span of time, and solder might help the transmission of vibrations better. But this is also quite a bit heavier of a job, as you can see. You can see Daniel heating it up and use some gentle force.
Yeah.
Finally it came off and it appears the solder job has been done very well.
Mooi gesoldeerd. Is wel goed gedaan.
Oof, there is also some good news. Nice. Now Daniel looks if the springs are still under the right pressure and aren't rusty. We keep the good ones and eliminate the bad ones. In a bit we need to straighten out this body.
Ja, hier is toch ooit iets gebeurd, er zitten allemaal brobbels. En eerst met uw vinger zo overgaan. Wel iets heeft hij ooit, waarschijnlijk heeft hij hier een slag op gehad. Door de toongat zo scheef is komen te staan, zijn we het afgeveild. Wel eigenlijk te veel afgeveild, maar goed. Dus even kijken wat we ervan kunnen maken.
He also straightens out some of the bent parts so the rods won't have friction. But first, to make everything fit well, we still need to straighten out that crooked body. You can see how that metal pole is at the side and we need that right through the center. Daniel will bend that back in 3 steps using 3 different models. If you would do it all at once, only the upper side would bend back and that would make it into an S shape. On the way he's straightening out some dents as well. As you watch Daniel do this, please check out some of his music, which you can hear underneath this very video. He has a gorgeous sound and is as sophisticated in his playing as in his repairing of saxophones. I'll leave a link below to more. We're almost there. You can see the pole straight at the center of the body. This is a very satisfying image, I have to say. But there is one more dent there, let's get that out of the way before we move on.
Hallo alle YouTubers die naar dit filmpje kijken. Abonneer op dit kanaal, druk op dat belletje aan.
Het gouden YouTube logo moeten we nog hebben, hè?
Oh ja, je moet
Ho ho, eerst schreven, hè? Ik moet eerst nog aan 100.000 krijgen. Hè?
like,
Oh.
subscribe.
Doei!
Now Daniel starts adapting the rods and he also makes a new screw thread, which is smaller than standard size. He tells me, I don't know. Then he polishes the keys. Next up is leveling the tone holes and making the edges smooth again, because they were pretty sharp down at the right hand.
Wordt nog schuren.
The light is a test to see if it's all level. If there shines any light through, it needs a bit more work.
Maximaal draagkracht eigenlijk, dat wil je eigenlijk. No play. Dus dit is wat we eigenlijk willen. Kijk, er zit geen speling in deze richting, geen speling in deze richting en geen speling in deze richting en de klep kan gewoon vrij bewegen.
Now the body will get a nice chemical bath to get properly cleaned, and meanwhile there's also the other part of the equation, which is the key itself.
Sticky. Chinese.
Whilst taking off the old pads, Daniel recognizes a cheaper model which was currently on there. After cleaning it, we can see this key isn't level yet. There comes the man with the tiny hammer again. We've seen an example of one rod and one key now. Now we'll skip the part where Daniel does a monk job on the 22 other keys from the saxophone. Careless saxophone whisperer. Good luck, Daniel. We'll skip ahead. Now we've arrived at a very important part, making the neck fit perfectly on the body. The neck looks pretty rattled and it isn't exactly round anymore. Here you see Daniel adjust the neck to get it a bit smaller. You see there's still a little dink when we put it back on the body. Also the upper part of the body gets cleaned where the neck fits on. Heck. Then there is a lot of twisting and turning and cleaning. This process alone can take up an hour or more even. But also on the body's inside there were quite some imperfections. Finally he does a test with a special device to check if the neck fits airtight. It's all round and fitting and ready to go. And again, this is just one example, there are 22 more to go. But we won't stick around for that. Remember that mysterious crack in the bell? It's right where that back turn is on the bell. It's probably got smashed and bent back at some point, causing it to break. Furthermore, there are again some things that need to be removed. Here we see the tedious job of adding new small cork stuff and other soft stuff that keeps your keys from rattling. You can hear I'm a total pro explaining this. Then Daniel assembles the keys starting from the right hand keys working upwards on the body, checking it with the light if it closes perfectly. It looks good, Daniel. Oh yeah, did I tell you already he's a terrific saxo flute player? Now it's the time to put the neck back together. This is also the moment to assemble the bell and the body. It finally starts to look like a saxophone again, with those gorgeous curves.
You know I can't resist your curves.
This rod for the C key doesn't seem to fit very well yet, so it needs a bit more adjusting. It's a vital key to fit well, as it sits right in the turn of the saxophone. Daniel has bent these flat keys a bit up so the pinky doesn't slip off too quickly. Hear that nice popping of the keys, that's the sound of pure saxophone bliss. There are many little tweaks and adjustments left, and then it's finally time to see if it all worked out. Play testing.
Weet ik al.
Nu maar zeggen, Daniel. Yeah! You can hear that one of the most important levers that has to sit well needs some adjustment. That's the one you see right above the G sharp key. Daniel checks that by playing a low D and meanwhile opening that G sharp You can hear these slight timbre changes, so it's not perfectly closed here yet. I really want to thank Daniel for this. It's so awesome to see how he does this job, how he does it so neatly, and all the love he gave to my Super Balanced Action. Whilst I really love my Mark VI for so many years, this saxophone really is a different concept sax. It really has a different kind of approach to sound and timbre, which I really love. It plays amazing. Also, really check out Daniel's playing here on YouTube or his albums, which you've heard samples of underneath this video. His playing is truly inspiring and really awesome, so check it out. Let me know in the comments what you think. For me, it was so interesting to see the complete process. What did you think was the coolest part? Or do you have any more questions for Daniel? If so, I will ask Daniel and we will answer them together in the comment section here. Thanks for watching.